Do you want to improve your English academic vocabulary? That's exactly what we're going to do in today's video. My name is Hailee, and in today's video, I am going to teach you 20 academic vocabulary words from the academic word list. We'll go over the meanings, pronunciations, and I'll show you some example sentences. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you lots of practice with these words so that you're able to really learn them and remember them. All 20 of these words come from Martin Luther King Jr.'s essay entitled The Ways of Meeting Oppression. I made a video on this where I read the entire essay and put the words up on the screen so that you could read along. If you want to check that video out later, I highly recommend doing so because seeing these words again in context is going to help you remember them. But now for today's lesson, first I'm going to show you the list of 20 words that we'll be covering. I want you to look at the words and decide whether or not these words are new for you and how well you really know the words. Check the description box below the video. I'll have timestamps in there, so if you want to just skip to the practice section, you can just click on the timestamp and it'll take you right there. All right, so here are the words that we'll be covering in today's lesson. Advocate, committed, conflict, contribution, element, generate, goal, inhibit, integration, method, migrate, occur, participant, practitioner, reaction, require, reveal, section, tension, ultimate. So those are the 20 words that we'll be going over in today's video. I recommend grabbing some paper and a pencil so that you can take notes while we do this. First, again, we're going to go through the meaning and some example sentences with all of the words. After that, we'll get into the practice. All right, let's get started. Advocate. Advocate. A person who argues for or supports something. Martin Luther King Jr. was a leading civil rights advocate. Teachers are advocates of reading because it is so beneficial. Committed. Committed. Willing to give your time or energy to something. A synonym for committed is dedicated. He was committed to improving his speaking skills, so he practiced often. When you are committed to something, you will probably have better outcomes. Conflict. Conflict. A fight for power, money, or other things. Or a strong disagreement between people that ends in an argument. There were a few conflicts near the border last year. She has some conflict with her sister, but they are still close. Contribution. Contribution. The act of giving something. Because he didn't have money to donate, his contribution was his time. I think we can all make important contributions to society. Element. Element. A part of something. He didn't understand all the elements of the assignment, so he asked his teacher for help. There is always an element of risk when doing something new. Generate. Generate. To make something. He created a website to generate sales for his business. I hope that we can find better ways to generate electricity in the future. Goal. Goal. An objective. Something that you are trying to achieve. His goal was to run a successful restaurant with his wife. If you work hard, you can achieve your goals. Inhibit. Inhibit. To prevent someone from doing something or to prevent something from happening. Fear of failure often inhibits people. Our behavior was inhibited by our parents' unsmiling faces. Integration. Integration. The act of making a person part of a larger group, or the act of ending separation based on race, also known as desegregation. Learning the language and culture can help with the integration of immigrants into the local community. The integration of schools in the U.S. happened in 1954. Method. A way of doing something. Her teaching methods were engaging for the children. What is the best method for learning English? Migrate. To move from one area to another. Birds migrate in the winter to go to warmer weather. Many people migrate to the United States for work. Occur. To happen. When problems occur, we should look for solutions. The earthquake occurred last year. Participant. A person who is involved or participates in an activity. The participants arrived at the meeting early to talk to each other. If you are a good participant in class, you might get a better grade. Practitioner. A person who works as a legal or medical professional, or a person who does something that requires skill or a lot of practice. She went back to school to become a law practitioner. My sister is a massage practitioner. Reaction. The way someone feels as a result of something else, or something that happens as a result of something else. When she told me the bad news, I had a very negative reaction. Her body had a bad reaction to the new medication her doctor gave her. Require. To need something, or to make it necessary to have or do something. Because he has a health condition, he requires monthly doctor's appointments. The U.S. government requires a visa for many people to enter. Reveal. To show or to make something known. After we had all answered the question, the teacher revealed the answers. The investigation revealed who had stolen the money. Section. A part of something or a specific area that is part of a larger place. Which section of the video is most interesting? There are many great restaurants in this section of town. Tension. A state in which people or groups disagree with each other and feel anger because of it. Or a difficult situation caused by opposing needs or wants. The political tension in the U.S. is very extreme today. There is always some tension between personal freedom and responsibility. Ultimate. Happening at the end of a process, or the best or most extreme. The ultimate victory for the team was winning the gold medal in the Olympics. Her kind words were the ultimate compliment to me. So those were the meanings of the 20 academic words. Now let's try some practice with the words. I am going to give you a clue about the word, and I want you to try to make a guess as to which word I'm describing. Okay, let's try this. The first word is something that you give. Contribution. A person who practices a profession such as medicine. Practitioner. A fight for power or money. Conflict. Someone who participates in something. A participant. A response. Reaction. To prevent something from happening. Inhibit. A state in which people disagree and feel angry. Tension. To happen. Occur. To show something. Reveal. Something you want to achieve. A goal. Part of something. Okay, this one is a little bit difficult because both section and element mean a part of something. However, if I said an area of a city, that could only be section. We don't have elements of cities, but we do have sections of cities. So if we're talking about a geographical area, you're probably going to want to use section there. A way of doing something. Method. When something becomes part of something else. Integration. To create. Generate. To make something necessary. Require. To move from one place to another. Migrate. The best or most of something. Ultimate. All right, very good. Now we're going to try a little bit more practice. We'll do some multiple choice questions. I watched an interesting documentary on birds that showed how they, at different times of the year, require, reveal, migrate, inhibit. So think about what birds do every year. They move from one place to another place because of the weather. So letter C, migrate. That's the correct answer here. Which is the most difficult of the English language for you? For me, it's spelling. Method, ultimate, require, element. In this blank, we definitely want to put a noun. So of our word choices here, our nouns are method and element. So the best choice for this sentence would be element, because we name a specific part of the English language here, spelling. An element is a part of something. The teacher said she appreciated my to class. Practitioner, committed, ultimate, contribution. Here we need a noun again. We have two noun choices, practitioner and contribution. A practitioner is a word for a person. That would not make sense in this sentence, right? So the correct answer is D, contribution. They reuse and recycle everything they can because they are to helping protect the environment. Okay, in this one, we need an adjective. Again, we've got two adjective choices. A and B are both adjectives. Here, the correct answer is committed or dedicated to. When arguments between my friends, I feel uncomfortable. Reveal, generate, occur, require. In this sentence, we need a verb, but that's not going to help us because all 4 of our choices are verbs. So we need to think about the meaning of the sentence and the meanings of the verbs to make our guess here. The best answer for this one is occur, which means to happen. Generate means create or make, which doesn't really make sense here. Reveal means to show, and require means need. So none of the other ones really would work in this situation. One of the biggest challenges for immigrants to a new country can be in their new society. Conflict, reaction, participant, integration. Focus on the meaning for this one. The correct answer here is integration. That's when one person becomes part of a larger group. In addition to Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi was a huge of nonviolence. Method, goal, participant, advocate. In this sentence, we need a noun, but all 4 choices are nouns, so focus on the meaning. We have Gandhi was this of nonviolence. The correct answer here is letter D, advocate, a supporter of nonviolence. What is the result of war? Method, ultimate, require, participant. In this sentence, we need an adjective because it's coming in front of a noun. We only have one adjective as a choice, so the correct answer here must be letter B, ultimate, and the meaning also makes sense, the ultimate or final result of war. I had a problem with the law, so I decided to speak to a legal practitioner, participant, element, goal. In this one, we need a noun. All 4 choices are nouns. So focus on the meaning of the sentence and the meaning of the choices here. So based on the sentence, we can see that the blank needs to be filled with a noun for a person. Only 2 choices are nouns for people in this one, practitioner and participant. Practitioner is the correct answer here because that means somebody who practices something. When a website does not allow some political content, it people's freedom of speech. Requires, reveals, generates, inhibits. This one, we need a verb. All 4 choices are verbs. So focus on the meaning of the verbs in the choices. Okay, the correct answer here is letter D, inhibits. It prevents people from having freedom of speech. What does your country of people wishing to enter your country require, occur, generate, conflict? Here we need a verb, and they're all verbs here. So think about the meaning of these. The correct answer for this one is A, require. What does your country make necessary for people to have? What is the best of learning a language? Generate, method, require, reaction. Here, we need a noun. We have the best something of learning a language. In our choices, we have 2 nouns, method and reaction. The best choice here is method. So the best way to learn a language. When you told your mother about quitting school, what was her... Okay, in this sentence, we need a noun. In our choices, we have 2 nouns, contribution, and reaction. Which one makes the most sense with the meaning here? That would be reaction. A reaction is a response. My workshop had 1,000 in attendance. Migrate, contributions, participants, sections. So for this one, we need a noun, and we're talking about attendance, so it must be a person or people. The correct answer for this one is letter C, participants, people who participate in something. I never saw any between my parents. My mother and father worked well as a team. Contribution, reaction, generate, conflict. In this sentence, we need a noun. 3 of our choices are nouns: contribution, reaction, conflict. Which one makes the most sense here in the context of the sentence? The correct answer is conflict or problems. Windmills and solar panels are 2 ways to electricity: reveal, generate, require, inhibit. Here we need a verb, and all 4 choices are verbs. So what do windmills and solar panels do to electricity? B, they generate electricity. They create electricity. When the president, his new economic plan, people were excited to see new changes. Migrated, goal, ultimate, revealed. In this blank, we need a verb, a past tense verb. In our choices, migrated and revealed are both past tense verbs, but which one makes sense in this sentence? That would be D, revealed. My friend's is to speak English like a native speaker, but mine is to be understood. Goal, element, method, section. Here we need a noun, and all of our choices are nouns. But for the meaning, the best noun here is goal. When I get a new textbook for school, I always open it to at the beginning that shows what information is in the book. Migrate, advocate, section, practitioner. In this sentence, we need a noun. We have 3 nouns for choices: advocate, section, or practitioner. Remember, a practitioner is a person, so there's not a person at the beginning of a book, but there is, letter C, a section. That's the correct answer. My best friend likes to eat unhealthy food, but I like healthy food. This causes a little when we try to choose a restaurant. Tension, practitioner, section, reaction. In this one, we need a noun, and all of our choices are nouns. The best choice for this one is letter A, tension. It causes a little disagreement when we try to choose a restaurant. How did you do with that part? I hope that was some good practice for you and that you understand the words a lot better now. In this next part, we're going to try something more difficult. We're going to look at Martin Luther King Jr.'s essays. We're going to start with paragraph 8. Now, I covered paragraphs 1 through 7 in part 1. So if you haven't watched that yet, maybe go back and do that after this one. But we're going to start with paragraph 8 and move forward with these 20 words as they're used in context. The language Martin Luther King Jr. uses in his essay is pretty challenging, but do your best. Good luck. In this section, I'm going to read the choices at the top of the screen, and I want you to pause the video and read and make your choice. When you come back, I will give you the correct answer and a little bit of explanation. So for the first paragraph, method, migrate, occur, tension. Now pause the video and make your choice. Now in this one, the correct answer is method. We need a noun in this sentence, and 2 of our choices are nouns, so method or tension. Based on the context of this sentence, Method is the only one that makes sense. It seems to me that this is the way of doing things that must guide the actions. Tension would not make sense in this sentence. Next paragraph. Generate, participants, contribution, sections, require, migrate. Pause the video and make your choices. Okay, the correct answers here are migrate, sections, and contribution. He could not listen to the glib suggestion of those who would urge him to migrate en masse to other sections of the country. So, would urge him to move in large numbers to other areas of the country. By grasping his great opportunity in the South, he can make a lasting contribution to the moral strength. So a contribution is something you contribute or add or give, so he is adding to the moral strength of the nation. Your choices are tension, reaction, section, goal. Pause the video and make your choice. In this one, the best answer is tension. We have a clue in this sentence with the word struggle. In the end, it is not a struggle between people at all, but a tension between justice and injustice. So tension comes from disagreement when you have two very different ideas. So tension is our best answer here. This paragraph is going to be a little more challenging. You have 5 blanks in this one, but your choices are integration, ultimate, contribution, elements, require, and goal. Pause the video, take your time, do your best. The correct answers here are goal, integration, elements, require, and ultimate. If the Negro is to achieve the goal of integration, he must organize himself. Okay? All 3 elements are indispensable. All 3 parts are necessary for this. The barriers to be overcome require both, and nonviolence is an imperative in order to bring about ultimate community, so the best community. We have another difficult one with 5 blanks. Your choices are committed, generate, inhibited, participants, reaction, conflict. Pause the video, make your choices. The correct answers here are committed, generate, conflict, participants, inhibited, and reaction. So a mass movement of militant quality that is not at the same time committed or dedicated to nonviolence tends to generate conflict or cause problems, which in turn breeds anarchy. Anarchy is lawlessness. The support of the participants and the sympathy of the uncommitted. So here we needed a noun for a person, okay? And that participants is our only choice for that. The support of the participants and the sympathy of the uncommitted are both inhibited. So inhibited, suppressed, decreased. So sympathy decreases, support decreases by the threat that bloodshed will engulf the community. This reaction or response, in turn, encourages the opposition to threaten and resort to force. And now our last paragraph from Martin Luther King's essay. We have 4 missing words here. Your choices are occurs, advocates, tension, revealed, contribution, practitioners. So read and make your choices. And the answers for this one are revealed, practitioners, occurs, and advocates. Its opponents are revealed or shown as the instigators and practitioners of violence, so the people who practice violence, if it occurs or happens. Then public support is magnetically attracted to the advocates of nonviolence, so the supporters of nonviolence. That part was harder, right? If it was very difficult for you, that's okay. because you still got some great practice seeing how the word is used in context. If you really want to remember vocabulary words, it's important that you use them. That's why I want you guys to go down to the comment section below and choose one of the words from today's lesson and try to make your own sentence with it. I will read your comments and I'll give you feedback on whether or not you're using it correctly. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell so that you get notifications of when I make new videos. Remember, this is part 2 of a 3-part series, so there will be a 3rd part coming out. And I hope that you guys come back and check that one out with me too. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day and see you next time.